7 times a premiership coach in the NRL, would you please welcome Wayne Bennett? And to make the presentation, a man who enjoyed coaching success 4 times with Carlton and Hawthorn, AFL Hall of Famer David Parkin.
Wayne, is the best part of your job the fact that you've been able to have an impact on the lives of so many young men?
No doubt about that at all. It's the reason I got into coaching. I didn't intend to be a career coach. I was a police officer and that was my career, and I worked extremely hard to make that my career. And I was 24 years of age and some kids come along wanting a bit of help with their rugby league, and I felt they owed the game a great deal and wanted to give something back, and I started to coach. And I wanted to coach to make a little difference and help those young men, and I still coach for the same reasons today.
I read with interest during the week that you spoke about watching vision of the Melbourne Olympics as a youngster and saying you really had a sense of being an Australian and about how sport in Australia can really glue the country together. Do you have that same feeling tonight when you're recognised not just by the rugby league community but by the Australian sports community?
I've always had that feeling. I was 6 years of age and little country town in Queensland, and went along to watch it, and it's what I knew. I saw the green and gold and I saw our great athletes then, and I've admired them ever since, and I've just tried to be a part of it and do my best. And for me, I've been lucky and got a few opportunities that and just tried to make the best of them. But they've always inspired me, and they inspire me still today. And tonight, when they all walked down through the corridor here tonight, you know, it was that was about as inspiring a moment as you're going to get in your life outside of winning the grand final.
First and foremost, you are a dad, and does it make it even more significant sharing this moment with your family here tonight?
Of course it does. You know, families pay a huge price for what we do, and my family's paid a price for what I've achieved, and I owe a great deal of debt to my mother, who gave us the resilience and taught us when we got knocked down to get up and not to give up. And because coaching, you know, you certainly have a lot of setbacks in it. It's not all plain sailing. There's been lots of difficulties with it. And then my wife, who's you know, been the burden of bringing up the children, in the sense that, you know, she's taken a great deal of responsibility for it because I've been away so often and so many times. And I've got a beautiful pair of daughters and one son that we love very much. And she's the most unselfish person I've ever been involved with in my life, and she's given so much so that I can do what I want to do.
You mentioned the grand finals before. You have a remarkable strike rate at the very top. Obviously, no coach wants to go through the pain of losing a grand final. Is that something that spurs you on?
Absolutely. It's the lowest point in your life. It's, you know, it can be one of the greatest days in your life, and it can be also one of the lowest days in your life. And as a young coach, I experienced that a few times in the Brisbane competition, and it just took me weeks to get over it sometimes. And again, a little bit of luck, but certainly a lot of planning and a lot of process involved. But the bottom line is, when I get there, I do want to win them, because I don't want to go through that pain of not being the winner. And there just seems to be, for the loser, there just seems to be, well, what was I here for today? It just there's none of the glory, there's none of the great moments. It's a lot of self-reflection and a whole lot of disappointment.
Well, you have done it so brilliantly. Ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Bennett, inducted into the Sport Australia Hall of Fame.